Welcome to this episode of the Conscious Business Coffee Break, where we take a few moments to explore what's happening in the conscious business movement, expand awareness, and encourage your efforts in conscious business. Greetings, everyone. I'm Stephen Donaco of the Conscious Business Enterprise, a division of Humanities team, and on today's program, Mindfulness of the Good News. So, wanted to make note that we're going to make a change with the coffee break, which I'll talk about in a moment. But in the meantime, I want to mention a few things. One is to keep your eyes peeled for a Conscious Business Summit that will be happening early next year. And Humanities team is working in alliance with the Evolutionary Leader Circle and Unity Earth in producing a Conscious Business Summit, which is tentatively scheduled for March 7th through the 9th of next year, 2019. And the purpose of the summit is to encourage the transformation of all businesses and organizations to conscious forms of endeavor. And the panel topics that we're considering, and these are all subject to change, but some of these are titled Conscious Business Declaration, Vision and Principles, Conscious Business Philanthropy and Conscious Money, Conscious Business Training Programs, the Academics of Conscious Business, Conscious Business Networks and Community, and Conscious Business Enterprises and Enterprises. So again, that's a Humanities team working in alliance with Evolutionary Leaders and Unity Earth. We're looking at that summit happening in March of 2019. There'll be a virtual summit, but we are really excited about participating in something that's going to be a truly collaborative endeavor in bringing together multiple organizations to talk about really the power and the need for conscious business. So more information on that you can find through staying tuned to our Humanities Team Worldwide Facebook page, the Conscious Business Enterprise Facebook page, or if you are a signer of the Conscious Business Declaration, you're on our mailing list for CBI Connections, which is our newsletter. And if you don't receive that and you'd like to, you can sign the Conscious Business Declaration, consciousbusinessdeclaration.org, and you'll be put on that mailing list. Okay, so now moving on, I want to talk about mindfulness of the good news. And of course, we're all intimately familiar with all of the different news sources that are available to us. And part of what makes this a challenging world to live in often is the abundance of what seems to be bad news. And a lot of people actually avoid the news because it can be so depressing, and it can be just so negatively charged that it causes a great deal of anxiety as well. So the thing to recognize, though, is that there's an abundance of good news to be told at the same time. And I want to share with you a couple of sources for that, and I'll put these links into the comments to the video when I finish. And these are only a few of what I know are many sources. So I would encourage you, if you find other sources of good news, put them in the comments. But I'm going to mention just 4 of them today, and one of them is the Optimist Daily. And if you go to optimistdaily.com, all is one word, optimistdaily.com, they offer a daily summary of real news focused on the things that are working and the solutions that we can apply to our communities and to our global civilization. And then there's Yes Magazine, and this can be found at yesmagazine.org. Through rigorous reporting on the positive ways communities are responding to social problems and insightful commentary that sparks constructive discourse, Yes Media, which includes Yes Magazine, inspires people to build a more just, sustainable, and compassionate world. And that's yesmagazine.org. And then there's the Daily Good, and that's at dailygood.org. The world is full of everyday heroes and true stories of transformation. They have helped sustain life down the ages in a multitude of ways, small, simple, and profound. Daily Good aims to shine a light on these stories, and in doing so, to change the nature of our conversations. If it can spread a few smiles along the way, its purpose is served. And again, that's dailygood.org. And then there's Future Crunch. And essentially, if you go in your browser, you put in the word Future Crunch, but then put a dot before the CH at the end. So it's a Future Crunch with a dot before the CH at the end. And again, I'll put the link in so you'll get the direct link to the site. But Future Crunch is a group of scientists, artists, technologists, and entrepreneurs that believes science and technology are creating a world that is more peaceful, transparent, and abundant. They curate amazing stories about scientific breakthroughs and good news from every corner of the planet and send them to thousands of people around the world via their email newsletter and social media. So that's Future Crunch. So these are just a few. And if you know of any other sources of good news, please share the links to them in the comments to this video. Okay, so now getting back to the program changes I was talking about. So these are changes with the Conscious Business Coffee Break and in general Facebook Live programming on this Humanities Team page. So one, we're happy to announce that Global Oneness Day co-host Karen Noe will be joining us on Facebook Live on Wednesdays next week, starting with her own short weekly program, which is about expanding a consciousness of oneness. And we're really we were grateful for Karen's participation as co-host in Global Oneness Day, of course, and we're really excited to be having her participate on a more regular basis with our Facebook Live programming starting next week on Wednesdays. Now, of course, Karen's program is in addition to the Facebook Live program that I host on Monday mornings, in which I offer a Monday meditation and oneness practice. And then rounding that out, Steve Farrell brings home the week, as it were, with a Facebook Live commentary and message of encouragement on Fridays. All of those programs happening here on Humanities Team Worldwide. So with all of those changes, the Conscious Business Coffee Break is going to go on hiatus as we settle into this new schedule and allow space, especially for Karen's contribution. So that said, know that furthering of the conscious business movement is key and remains key to Humanities Team's mission. So towards that end, there's the Conscious Business Summit in March, which I've mentioned. There is our Conscious Business Training and Certification Program, the next class of which will begin in April of next year. And if you're interested in finding out more about that, you can email me directly at cbisupport@humanitiesteam.org, and I'll put that link into the comments in the video as well. You can also find out more about the Conscious Business Training and Certification Program at humanitiesteam.org or consciousbusinessenterprise.com. And then not least, we further the conscious business movement through the Conscious Business Declaration, and invite you to go to consciousbusinessdeclaration.org, and if the 7 principles of the declaration resonate with you, please sign the declaration and then spread the word about it. And again, if you do that, you get put on our mailing list for our monthly newsletter called CBI Connections. So overall, I appreciate the presence of everyone who has joined me live or watched the recordings of the Conscious Business Coffee Break. And the next time I see you live here is on Monday at 10 a.m. U.S. Central Time for Monday meditation and oneness practice. But in the meantime, should the coffee break return, of course, we'll let you know. And if it comes back, we're going to reconfigure its program and make it even more informative, more inclusive. I would love to have other people participate in this going forward, but stay tuned for all that. But in the meantime, as I said, we're going to get settled into the new programming with me on Mondays, Karen on Wednesdays, and Steve on Fridays. So with that, I'll see you on Monday for Monday meditation and oneness practice at 10 a.m. U.S. Central Time. And have a blessed weekend, everyone. Thank you for joining.